Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Quick um, little live video. I wanted to go live before I went to the gym, so I'm kind of all wrapped up. It's a little nippy out this morning. So I wanted to go ahead and go live real quick. I don't know how quick it is, but I'm sitting outside of the gym. I just got here. Let's see. So I'll give you guys a minute to kind of load on here. Sheesh. Give you guys a minute. Let me see. Make sure get no strikes here. Give you guys a minute to load on here. I think a lot of my subscribers they may be asleep here. Come on, you guys, start popping in. It's 9:21 my time, Eastern Standard Time. These phones are going off. Let's see here. Notifications. Okay, guys, I'm about to go ahead and get started. I guess if you guys miss it, then you can watch it from the beginning here. But let me go ahead and get started. Okay. All right, guys. Look, don't rush the walkthroughs. Okay. Good morning. Who's that? Sister D. Good morning. Um, Guys, look, don't rush the walkthroughs. It could definitely cost you. It could be a deadly mistake in many cases. The thing I really want to like zone in on is that I think a lot of people they get so nervous when they go and they do their door knocking or however they solicit their their potential accounts, the new accounts. They go through this marketing stage. They get in the door to do the walkthrough, and in their mind the object of the game is for them to get out. They get in and get out quickly, and that shouldn't be what it is. Take your time. Okay, make sure you let the contact person know, like, hey, I want to take my time on this walkthrough because I want to make sure that we nail everything, that we get everything that you guys need done. Okay, and you just have to let them know. Like, so for an example, if let's say someone set something up for Friday. Okay, they say, hey, come in Friday. Let them know. Say, hey, I will at least need a good 15, maybe 20 minutes of your time to do this walkthrough. We want to make sure that we have all the pertinent information that we have so we can give you a fair estimate. We want to make sure we give you a fair estimate. We want to make sure we cover everything. I don't know how many times people have underbidded a contract because they don't have all the pertinent information that they need to even put the estimate together. So then they go ahead and they put the estimate together. They turn the estimate in. Also, I don't know how many times a client forgot to tell you that they needed this done or they needed that done. Okay, so again, that's why I say it's very important to make sure you guys take your time on the walkthrough. Take your time on the walkthrough because a lot of things that get left out if you don't have everything covered. A lot of things, like I said, a lot of things get left out if you don't have it covered. Okay, so you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. Okay, let me see. What else? Also, you want to make sure that your company. A lot of people ask me, Fabio, when you say extended cleaning, what's extended cleaning, or what's extra cleaning, or what's the add-ons? The add-ons for me, what's extended to me may not be extended to you. So I think that there's a certain time that you have to sit down and really think to yourself, like, hey, what would be considered extra cleaning or extended cleaning? You know, for my company, for my business. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have a clear understanding of that, so you will know how to put that estimate together. You won't lump everything into just general cleaning, right? Because what's general to you may not be general to me, and vice versa. Okay, so all of this is the type of stuff that you should be working on ahead. right? What you would charge extra for. The baseboards, would you charge extra for that, or would that be considered general cleaning? The window ledges, would you charge extra for that, or would that be considered general cleaning? The blinds, the window blinds, and I'm talking specifically right now, I'm talking specifically for commercial. It's the same thing for residential. If they say, well, we need the blinds clean, would the blinds be considered just general cleaning for your company? Or would that be something that you consider to be extra, right? So, again, guys, a lot of this stuff goes into putting your estimate together, but without this information, sometimes it can throw your estimate off. And then a lot of times, what happens, guys, is that you'll go ahead and you walk into these companies and you'll be ready to do your walkthroughs. You do your walkthroughs, and then they forgot to tell you something that they needed done. Why? Because they was trying to rush you to get in and out so you can give them an estimate. Okay, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, to the potential client, the only thing that really matters to them is the numbers. Is the numbers. Now, the numbers is important to them as it is important to you. However, the workload, you have to have that down too, right? So, unless you're rushing yourself and rushing your way through everything, good morning, new beginnings. Unless you're rushing your way through things, you won't be able to put together an accurate estimate if you don't have all the pertinent information that you need. Okay, so that's why I say make sure. And that's why a lot of people don't get the contract. Um, that's why a lot of people, they wind up, they get so excited or they get too nervous. It's their first time doing it, second time doing it. They feel like, am I doing this right? Am I leaving something off? Whatever the case is, again, take your time. Take your time, right? Just take your time. I don't care how big the building is. I don't care how small the building is. If you see something that is out of order, it is okay to ask, hey, would you like us to cover this, or would you like us to cover that? Right? So you can write that down, because I would rather have all the information up front, guys, than get started working and they say, you forgot to do this, or you forgot to do that, or you forgot to do this, right? The thing is that they didn't even tell you to do it, right? So it's not that you wouldn't have done it or you didn't want to do it. It's just they didn't tell you to do it. You didn't think about, bringing it up, ask them if they need this particular thing done. But see, again, and this could ultimately, because time is money and money is time. So the longer you there, obviously you want to get paid for your time, right? Or your employee time. You want to get paid for that. So you don't want to put 4 hours in and you're really only getting paid for 2 hours, or you're getting paid for 3 hours, right? Or I mean, or vice versa. You don't want to, you don't want to put all of this work. No, you get paid less than what you probably should get paid. I should put it that way, right? So you don't want to put like 4 hours in of work and you're getting paid at this little dollar amount. Like, you like, damn, this is not enough money for what I'm getting paid. You don't want to put more hours in and get paid less. You want to get paid for the time that you're there, right? But then that could have been a mistake on your part, or it could have been a mistake on their part had the walkthrough been rushed. Okay, so again, like I say, take your time on a walkthrough. Be professional. I understand especially your first time doing it. I understand the fact that you might be a little nervous about doing it. It's your first one. You're excited at the same time. You're thinking like, who am I going to be dealing with? Because sometimes it's a factor. I know many times, years ago, I used to pull up to the place and I'm like, okay, I take a deep breath and I'm like, sheesh, I hope I don't have to deal with the airhead or a jerk or whatever the case is. I walk in there with good intentions, because you don't know who you're walking in there against. You don't know what type of personality trait you're about to deal with, right? So you do kind of sit and say a quick prayer, if you will, hoping everything goes right. But like I say, do not rush the walkthrough. Do not rush the walkthrough. Don't get in and say, you know, um, what do you need done? You hurry up and write some stuff down and then you leave. Don't do that, right? Take your time. And this is also a bonding way. This is a way for you to bond and get to know the personality trait that you're going to deal with, the contact person. Okay, if you notice some stuff that's out of place, you can ask them, you know, would you like this clean, or is this something that you typically clean? Right? You can ask them certain questions. You also can ask them stuff that'll help you with your estimate. Like you can ask questions like, uh, do you have a budget? Right? And then you can work within their budget. Like especially if you don't know what to charge. You can ask them if they have a cleaner already. You know, what's the reason for them to replace their cleaner, their current cleaning company, if they have a cleaning company. You can ask questions like that, little subtle questions. You don't want to be very aggressive. That's not my approach. Some people say be aggressive. It's not my approach. Okay, I find it's very hard to get me anywhere when I'm really aggressive, and I have been. Right? Sometimes they won't tell you information. Sometimes I try to backdoor it, and they're intelligent enough to know, okay, this guy trying to backdoor me, because sometimes I kind of need to know certain things, and there's certain things that they don't want to tell you, right? That don't mean that you can't do the estimate. It just means you got to work a little extra to make 2 and 2 equal 4. If that makes sense. So, again, guys, like I say, make sure you ask questions. If you don't know something, don't assume you know something. If it's something that they didn't cover, it could be something that, you know, they forgot to tell you or whatever. If you see something out of place, or you see something, or just your knowledge of being in the business, or studying, or developing your business, your company, based on your knowledge, you can spot certain things and you can kind of ask them about it, right? Because they might not be equipped to know to even ask you. I'm sorry, guys. What's going off here? They might not be equipped to even ask you about certain things. So you're supposed to be the expert. You're supposed to be the knowledgeable one, right? So again, if you notice different things, or you make some suggestions and different things like that, again, all of this come in with the workload. Okay. Now the walkthrough. People ask me, Fabio, what should I ask in a walkthrough? What you want to know how many days a week they need you to clean. You want to know how many days a week they need you to clean, and you need to know the logist of the workload. In other words, what needs to be done. That's why it's very, very important not to rush the walkthrough, so you can get all of this information, so you can know what needs to be done. You need to know how you're going to access the property, right? How will they have someone there to let you in, or are they going to give you a key and a code? Is it a code? Is it not a code? Is it just a key? Is it an electronic key, a tap key? Is it just a regular key that you turn the lock with, right? So you kind of want to ask these type of questions. What's the earliest we can get in, to start cleaning? Is it a certain time that you will want the facility vacated? In other words, is it a certain time you don't want anybody in the building, right? You want to make sure you know what's an emergency number, for your contact person. So in the event that something happened, maybe a cell phone or a home phone, if people still have home phones, right? You might want to get their home phone number, or their another secondary number for them, right? In the event that something happens and you need to reach them for an emergency. So these are certain little things that you want to kind of get for them. You want to see, in the event that they're sick, who should they speak to? I forget to talk a lot about that. Sometimes people are out, they're sick, they're on vacation, they turn their phones off, or they have a company phone. They leave the company phone at their desk or in the drawer, whatever the case. They don't even have it with them because they're out. And now you need to know who should you talk to as a secondary person. Okay, guys. So again, that's why I say don't rush. And some of this stuff don't have to necessarily be on the walkthrough, because eventually you will find it out. But you want to know as much as you can, especially about the site itself, so that way you could put in legitimate numbers. You can put in competitive numbers. Okay, um, that's that's one way that people come in really, really low on their bids, is because they rush that walkthrough. They have certain amount of information. They come and call me, Fabio, I got this, or email me, Fabio, I just did the walkthrough, I need help. And then I go to ask them certain questions, and they say, oh, I didn't get that. I've done a lot of videos about walkthrough, guys, certain things that you should ask them on a walkthrough. Again, for me to be able to help you with the numbers, I have to know certain information like the square footage. A lot of you guys, that should be one of the first things, like it's like asking a girl, what's her number without even asking what's her name, right? Again, that should be one of the first things that you guys ask. What's the square footage of the facility? It's if they don't know, you can ask them, well, is it a way that you can find out? Let me see. Do I need an EIN number for LLC in the beginning? Yes, you do need an EIN number. You can use your social security number. Um, like if you're a sole proprietor, you can use your social security number if it's just you. But when you go to hire an employee, you do need an EIN number. Okay. Um, Even right off the back, like if you have an LLC and it's just you cleaning, you don't necessarily have to get it like right too fast. It's free to get anyway, but you don't necessarily have to hurry up and get it right off the bat if it's just you. But the minute you know that you're going to be hiring an employee, you will need an EIN number. Okay. All the EIN number is like the social security number for your business instead of you having to use your own social security number. Okay. So I would just go ahead and get it anyway because it's free. Okay. Mm. So yeah, guys. So like I say, with the walkthroughs, you want to ask those questions again. Like I say, I don't, not a problem. New beginnings. Um, if you need me to help you, like do your numbers and help you work it out again, all I tend to ask, and I'm gonna just say this right here, because I can help you over the phone. I've helped many people get into contracts and different things, but it's certain information that I ask you for. You want to know like square footage. Like sometimes people, you might get a big contract. Let's say it's 50,000 square foot facility, but you're only cleaning 20,000 square feet, right? You're not cleaning the whole space, the whole area. This is certain things that I would need to know, right? So we can put in accurate numbers. Because if you tell me, well, Fabio, the building is 50,000 square feet, and we start working the numbers, we get the workload based on the information you tell me, you know, um, how many days they need it, all of this come into place, then I'm gonna help you bid a building for 50,000 square feet. Whereas you're really doing 20,000 of the 50,000, and you can come down on a price because if I give you a number for 50,000 and you're only doing 20,000, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna get that account because it's gonna be like overpriced, in the client mind. At least they're gonna look at it that way, like, wow, this is a lot for what we need done based on the workload, based on the square footage that you're actually, the cleaning space that you actually need cleaning. So again, all of that go into play. All of that go into play, guys. So again, I don't mind helping with that, but you got to make sure you take magnificent notes because so many people tell me, Fabio, I didn't ask that or I didn't get the square footage. And I'm like, well, see if you can grab that. That'll help me a lot. Yeah, the pictures that help me, that type of thing. Some people, a lot of people, they take pictures of the plays and the videos and they send it to me to kind of help me get a visual of what they're working with. And that help. But again, be very precise on that square footage, right? If you, especially, do you measure the inside of the building or the outside of the building? Well, it could be either or, but if you're cleaning a certain portion of the building, you will want to measure that inside. You want to measure the inside of the building. Like if you're cleaning the little dentist office or whatever the case is, you can measure it from the outside if you're just cleaning the whole facility, right? But if you're cleaning a portion of it, that's why it's important to make sure you understand um, what portion of the building you're cleaning, and then we got to measure that so we can give them a proper quote. But either or, like even if you're cleaning a industrial building, you can measure it from the outside if you're cleaning the whole facility, right? And sometimes you can work from the number, the entire square footage number. You can work from that number and kind of come in with the portion that you're supposed to be cleaning. Like you can work off of that number. So I mean, I would still want to know the entire square footage of the plant or of the facility, even if you're cleaning just a portion of it, right? So that'll be nice to have. But like I said, guys, when you're going through to do your walkthroughs, I feel the key is to ask as many questions as possible. Do not overtalk. A lot of people overtalk. You so nervous. You want to get your questions out. They're explaining something and then you cut them off. That's very rude. Okay, it's very rude. Let them talk. Ask them a question. Let them give you an answer. You be writing as they give you the answer so you can take notes. Okay, hold on to your question in your head. When they're done with that, then go ahead and ask another question. Do not cut them off. It's not a good look. Okay, like I say, if you're doing a walkthrough and you're walking around and you notice something, guys, that they haven't touched on or they haven't said anything to you about it, you can kind of point it out to them. Like the window sills or the ledges or the baseboards or maybe the vent, uh, uh, the air vents, if they need them dusted or whatever. If you notice certain things, you can point it out. You just want to make sure you write it down and you get all of the information that you need. Again, nothing is more irritating than you get in the building, you get to working a month and two in, and then they hit you with, you forgot to do this, you forgot to do that, you guys didn't do this, you guys didn't do that. And then you're like, well, we wasn't told to do that, right? But if you would have seen that on a walkthrough or you would have noticed that, you could have asked them about it and let them tell you, no, that's fine, that's okay, you guys don't have to worry about that. Because they will tell you. If it's something that you don't have to worry about, they will tell you. Okay? So again, do not stop rushing your walkthroughs, guys. Stop rushing the walkthroughs. Take your time. Let the decision maker know. Your contact person, let them know. Hey, I would need at least 15 to 20 minutes of your time. We want to make sure we get this right. We want to make sure we, give you competitive rates, right? We don't want to overprice you or underprice you. We want to make sure we come in right where we're supposed to come in. So we do want to take the time to do this walkthrough properly. If today isn't a good day or Friday is not a good day, we can reschedule it. But I just want to make sure that we have this time set aside so you and I can really walk through your building and see what you guys need done. Like I say, you can ask them as as a subtle way to ask them, like, do you currently have a commercial cleaning company? Um, you can also ask them, how did they hear about you? That's a great way. That way, where to put your dollars or where to put your energy at in terms of, you know, um, uh, in terms of marketing, right? You let you know. Now, if they find you over the phone, I, I would say give them a prep. You can give them like a little prep call, right? Like, so for an example, if they find you, let's say you got Google ads going or whatever the case is, right? And they call you, they just found you on Google, whatever the case is, they call you, they talk to you, you can prep them for your walkthroughs, right? You still want to set up the walkthrough over the phone. This is if they call you, or, you know, even like if you're doing lead gen and you calling around, you're trying to solicit or whatever the case is, you get them over the phone, you set them up. If you can get the decision maker on the phone, that'd be great, right? So you can kind of prep yourself what to, kind of what to look for and what you going into, uh, as you get ready to go to do the walkthrough, whenever that day is. Okay, whatever you set that time of day up for. Okay, so again, guys, like I say, this is something that I had to learn early on. It was trial and error with me. I got it down more or less to science now. Everything is more like systems with me right now. But this is something that you will want to pay attention to, okay? Because it can cost you if you don't pay attention to it. Now I'm going to open it up for any questions that you guys have related to the topic of today, or even off the topic of today. If you guys don't have any questions for you that are watching me, then I'll just end the live. But I just want to make sure that you guys understand why it's important not to rush the walkthrough. I know it's going to be nervous, but don't. I know you're going to be nervous, but don't rush it. Okay. You guys have any questions for me? Let's go ahead and get them out there. If not, we can leave them on the videos. You guys know you can always email me at hollywoodjanitorialserve@gmail.com. hollywoodjanitorialserve@gmail.com. Also, if you guys need me to help you with an estimate, putting your estimate together, formulating your proposal, whatever the case is. I can kind of help you out with that. Again, there's no fee for that or anything. All you have to do is just make sure we set it up on a good time and day that you need it done, and just make sure you're available for that. Because what I really dislike doing, and I generally um, don't help after this, is when someone sets something up with me and then they don't make themselves available, or they say, oh, my kids it's in a way, or Fabio, can we do it later at an hour later, or whatever the case is. No, because I set that time aside for you, right? So again, I don't mind helping you guys, but you got to make sure you have that time set aside for us to really sit down and go over this stuff. Okay. um like I say, if you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to entertain them. If not, you make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell. That way you get the notifications anytime I upload a video or go live. Okay. You guys have any questions? Any questions at all? I know it's not a lot of people, and a lot of people probably still sleep. They're gonna wake up to this video, but I guess I'll go ahead and hit the gym, guys. That's where I'm at now, sitting outside. I need to go in and hit the gym. If you guys have any further questions, you can leave them right here on this video. I'll be more than happy to answer. If I don't answer, Jasmine answered the questions for you. If you have any emails or anything that you want to talk about, or anything, whatever the case is, email me, hollywoodjanitorialserve@gmail.com, hollywoodjanitorialserve@gmail.com. Outside of that, man, I guess that'll wrap it up for today. Um, the only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you.